Good morning, guys. It's another week. It's actually Friday instead of Saturday. I explained why we're starting on Friday this week instead of Saturday because we got way too much food last week to have any more space. So, if you have not been here before, I am Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of my children still live here at home, and we are trying to get as much food as we can in the pantry before this baby comes. So let's see what we're doing. So Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, she starts the challenge, and basically the theory behind this is to put a little food away each day in August. I can't even think. In August. But we are a large family, and sometimes our little bits or every bits or tidbits look like big bits because we're a big family trying to grow it, trying to preserve it, so we have a lot of mega and massive instead of little bits, but it's because of our family size. Just make a note of that. So if you followed the gardening video last week, we took these peaches and brought them in from our garden. So these ones were not ripe. Well, within 2 days they are ripe. So 2 days or 3 days? I think 3 days actually. So let's show you what we're doing with these. My daughter here is, are you okay? Woo! My daughter here is taking all of these peaches, and what we're doing is just taking the pits out and throwing them in here. Now, I have never done this before because I've only ever just canned peaches and done like peach jam and all that type of stuff like from those peaches. My theory is I found a really good barbecue sauce, or it looks like a good barbecue sauce that has peaches in it, and it's like a peach jam base that you make the barbecue sauce out of. So I want to try to make a bunch of that using these peaches here. So she's gonna fill this and we are going to cook this down. Okay, I'm creating something. Who knows if it's gonna be good. Anyway, we took those peaches, and basically what I did was I took the majority of the peaches and I made them into like a peach butter almost, just with sugar and peaches, no pectin. And then I took maybe a big bowl full of peaches, and my daughter chopped those up and put them in here. Now, this is all the peaches that were in the basket. That's how much we have. What we're going to do now is try to make this stuff into barbecue sauce. So I am taking and putting, let me see, 2.5 times 8, 20 cups of, no, 8 cups of this into here. And my daughter is doing, did I say 8 cups for that too? Yeah. 8 cups of that into there. This is not 8 cups. Let me think. Why is my brain not working? Okay, I was correct in saying 20. My brain was not working. I had to like stop. I have a headache today. So I'm doing 20 cups of this, and she is doing 8 cups of that. Mm-hmm. Yep. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, 10, 11, 12, so much is left, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, okay, so then I have honey, apple cider vinegar, and brown sugar, and I am doing 2 cups each of those. So my daughter's washing a thing to do the brown sugar. I am doing the honey here. I'm just doing like half of this quart. I feel like this is going to be like super sweet. It seems like it's super sweet. I don't know. Let's see. If I need to, I'll add some more tomato sauce to it. I don't know. She's going to do 2 of those. Can you open that? Put half of that in. Barbecue sauce usually is kind of sweet, but I don't know. We'll see after all this goes in.
Not good.
Yep, looks good. Okay, so now we have that done. I am going to put a cup of Worcestershire sauce in here, and then I'm actually going to throw in, I have onions from the other day. I'm going to do onions like this because, hey, it's my jam. I'm making it my own. All right. I'm going to throw some of these. You could also just use onion powder. I think it'd be like a tablespoon of onion powder. But yeah, I think this will give some texture and some yumminess and allow us to use up some of those. So yeah, doing some onions in there. And then my daughter is going to be getting a couple other spices. Okay, so my daughter is now going to take a teaspoon of cayenne pepper and throw that in there. And then she's going to do a tablespoon of salt. And then a tablespoon of garlic. And then what we'll do is we'll cook this for a little bit and then taste it and then decide what we need to do for adjustments. I'm loosely following a recipe for peach barbecue sauce. Actually, you know what? Do 2. She's gonna do 2 tablespoons. We like garlic. All right, I'm gonna put this on the roaster and I'll be back. So I just stirred it up and we are going to warm this up, but it looks and smells really good. Definitely smells good. Yum. So we'll wait and see. Looking beautiful. So I'm just putting these into quart canning jars and then we'll can them. All right, so we got 10 out of that pot there. I'm wiping rims now. And I'm starting another one, but I found when I was going through the freezers, because I'm trying to clean out the freezers so we can fit a pig in it, that I had a bag of tomatoes, but then I also had a bunch of fresh tomatoes. So I'm actually gonna make the tomato sauce in here first, and then I'm gonna add the other stuff to it. Okay, so I made that into sauce and then dumped to the top stuff in here, and I'm gonna let this cook down for a little bit. What do you see?
You know what those are, Rejoice?
They just went foraging and found blackberries. Those are beautiful. Do you want to taste one? Would you like to taste? So on the way to pick up pig food, the kids picked these gorgeous blackberries. We already got 3. I have 3 cookie trays for the freezer, and I need space. I think I'm going to do like a mixed berry jam with blackberries, but I gotta go see what I have for the mixed berries. I know I have tons of blueberries. Yeah, we'll see. So my daughter is doing a triple berry jam, but instead of doing it like we did with strawberries last week, we are doing, or she is doing, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. So it's 9 cups of berries and 6 cups of sugar. Yes, another apple day. So last night we canned these peach barbecue sauces. My daughter finished that up for me. And then today my other daughter has been working on canning all of this applesauce. And these are the triple berry jams that she did yesterday. Got 7 of those. So the apples are on right now. Applesauce is getting canned right now. And then this is going to be broth. We have a ton of broth that still needs to get done. We found 5 bags of 5 chickens each. So that's 5 batches of broth that we can do another batch with. So we're just going to keep rotating through that. Alrighty, so they picked all these green tomatoes, lovely, lovely, off of those back bushes. There's actually more than I thought there was. They're just drying them so they don't get rotten spots and putting them in cardboard boxes, you can do the same thing. All of these will ripen just fine. We just take cardboard boxes like this and stack them up, and yeah, you'll have tomatoes. I almost said potatoes, goodness. And you'll have tomatoes. So you usually do them like a layer thick or just a little bit more. Don't do it too deep because then it's hard to see the ones at the bottom. And these are the red tomatoes that they picked. And then she also picked these different types of melons and cucumbers and peppers. And then my other daughter from the front garden, she was able to pick 2 of these zucchinis, summer squashes, and then we'll do probably those tomorrow in a stir fry. And some of these peaches are feeling good, so we'll probably do some cucumber, some pickles there. I see this is going to be a batch of sauce. There's some still left in here from the other day as well. And then something for those peaches. Gotta figure that out. Okay, so what we were working on is, here you go, is taking these peaches that we had left. They are ripe now. I am just cutting them in half here. And we are going to be making some peach, like kind of apple butter, so peach butter with that. Down here are a bunch of bananas, and we're going to put those in the dehydrator tonight. I'll share that with you after we clean out the dehydrator. Some more greens powder. We need to make that into greens powder, and then I will be putting the bananas. Okay, so she has broth in there, so there is 7 quarts of broth there, and then there's 7 quarts of broth here ready to go in. They also got some pickles done. I'm going to come along the side here. They got some pickles done today. These are bread and butter pickles. And then my daughter made some spicy pickled eggs. There's probably, how many dozen are in there? Each quart holds, I don't know, a dozen. Okay, so each quart is about a dozen eggs there. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12. So yeah, we have like 144 eggs put up there. So the bananas are in the dehydrator. They are not quite done yet. So these peaches are going to go in a roaster with a little bit of water, and those will be done up for peach butter. And then these are just the pits, and we're going to fill that with water to make grape jelly. Peach jelly, not grape jelly. Okay, I am creating something. Who knows if it's going to be good. Anyway, we took those peaches. just put some of the peach butter in the canner, and then these are the ones that we got left, so that is empty. We thought this was not working appropriately, but I think it was working just fine, so we are going to grind this up for sauce. Here my daughter is mixing up our maple sausage to make patties, and then we're going to can the patties. So this is already made here, and then just making patties like this, and we're rotating these through the oven so they're already cooked, and then we'll be putting those in the canner. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to hear me, but we have 50 pounds so far of the ground pork, and that is all done into maple sausage, and I will give you that recipe, or I did give you that recipe. And then I'm going to be doing a breakfast sausage with whatever is left, which is maybe 10-20 pounds. I'll share that with you. So this project is definitely not going to be finished tonight. I have 7 quarts in the canner. I just had 7 quarts of the spaghetti sauce in the other canner, and the 7 quarts of spaghetti sauce, one of the jars exploded. So I need to change that out, and then I will put the 7 quarts of the sausage patties that are sitting here in front of me. I'll put the next 7 in there. It is 5:30 now, and they go for 90 minutes, which means it needs to come up to temperature 90 minutes and then come down from temperature. Yeah, that'll be enough for tonight. So what I am doing is I'm just we're gonna try to bake through most of them, or the most that we can, and then put them on a platter or 2, and then we'll put them in the fridge for the night, and then we'll come back to the project in the morning. So I'm trying to get this. It is crazy. We have 4 pigs to be butchered, and they need to be butchered before September 10th. So we did the 1. Now I'm gonna have, and we also have a ton of things to do. We have my grandmother's, we're not really doing a funeral. We're doing like I actually rented like a camp, like a group campsite. So if anyone wanted to come and do that, she loved the ocean. She lived on Cape Cod, and she just loved being around the ocean. And so when she was younger, I guess she took the kids camping, and I remember going to the White Mountains with her when I was younger. And so I thought that it would be fun to just do that. So we are going to like do that as some of our things. We have lots of things going on and all the doctor's appointments. But I need to get this stuff done by the 10th. I know, I'm crazy. So she's just my daughter, who is 14. She has been like making patties, putting them in the oven, making patties, putting them in the oven. So hopefully by tomorrow morning we will have all the patties made, and then we can just start rotating those through the canner, because my husband said tomorrow he should be able to butcher a pig before he goes to work. Yeah. You wonder why you never see my husband. Yeah. He actually works a lot, and where we are, like where we live, so he could work like 3 hours away some days. And so that has to be like counted in like his job time too. So there's days that he's gone from like 12 to 15 hours. Even if he had whatever, he can get some overtime sometimes, but anyway, it's a lot of driving. So he wants to butcher another pig tomorrow morning, which honestly makes sense. It's just that there's so much that needs to get done, and I don't have a lot of freezer room. That's my big issue right now, is I don't have the freezer room. And if you butcher a pig when it's 90 degrees outside, you need to take care of it right away. Right away, ladies. So basically they're butchering it, cutting the pig out, taking cold water, trying to bring the temperature down as fast as you can, and doing it that way. But we need to do this we're trying to do this before we go and have the baby. Normally we would do this in like the cool season. Yeah, but a pig doesn't necessarily have to hang for a certain amount of time. So we have just been trying to work our way through it. Anyhow, she's working on those patties. We're just gonna keep doing it. Yep. And then tomorrow he'll do that. I'm trying to think what today is. Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know. I'm trying to debate if I want to like can some chunks of pork for like pulled pork, or if I want to like make like meatballs and can those. I could make meatballs in broth too. That's another option. I'm just trying to like think through what I want to do. I usually have like time to like process each pig, and my brain is not quite, because it's still on the garden stuff. My daughter just brought in a bunch more peaches that we need to find something to do with. Some of them will be good for fresh eating. Actually, they got a little bit bigger. I'll share that with you at another time. But yeah, lots and lots of canning. Our counters are already, it is Monday, guys. We started Friday and our counters are almost full. So I might need to break this into 2 parts. I'm not quite sure, but we shall see. Good morning, guys. It is another day. It is, I don't know, today's Tuesday? Yes, okay, today's Tuesday. The guys have been up since, I think they got up at 5. They butchered a pig, and so people are working on processing that. And then some people are working on processing the meat that all got cooked yesterday into the canners. That is what we are working on first. One of my daughters is working on fat. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, I have 7 jars in the canner, and then I have 4 more here. Somebody is washing me more jars right now. We have this platter full of sausage patties, and those are going to get canned. And then these 6 were not seasoned, and I'm going to do those, and those will just be into like meatballs, sausage balls, whatever you want to call it. My daughter here is cutting the fat into a little bit smaller chunks and shoving it into the roaster over here with some water, and gonna turn that on low. So here are the ones that I did last night. There is 14 quarts of these, and then we have this canner on so far. My daughter, like I said, is doing some jars, and like I said, other people are working on processing the pig, but I won't share that because I've shared that before, and I will spare you guys for those who are squeamish. Okay, so this is a bunch of sausage that they just ground up. So these are what I'm going to put in it. So this is just greens. These are mixed greens. So we are going to put some mixed greens in there. It's always good to add some greens. It looks dark, so most likely I would think there's quite a bit of beet greens in there as well. So if you guys don't like beets, but you want the nutritional value of having beets, yeah, throw some greens powder in there. And then we are going to add, I have these, remember the leeks that we dehydrated? We're going to add some leeks in there. And then we are going to add some Italian seasoning. And then last, but definitely not least, is going to be some salt. We are using pink Himalayan salt. So my daughter is going to mix these all up, and we will have sausage balls like meatballs. So she is just going to make meatballs like this and cook them down, and then we will be putting them in jars like that and canning them. This is the fat, which we are doing rendering lard. So all I am doing, there's still fat in here, but I am going to be taking these. I usually use old peanut butter jars. I might have them run out to see if there is some. Anyway, that's what I'm doing, but I'm running out of battery. Okay, so the peaches are soft now. What I did was I measured out about 12 cups of peaches. Notice they still kind of have their shape. I kind of want that. I'm going to dash or blend them, and I'm going to add, actually I'm going to add some sugar and put them on for a minute, and then I'll dash or blend them right before I put the pectin in. So you may have the question of if we eat that much jelly in a year. No, we do not eat that much jam or jelly in a year on normal like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But something that is a blessing is if you have jams already prepared, you can also use those as like a marinade for different types of meats. So mixing like a jam or something with something that's acidic, like lemon juice, or adding it with vinegar or something like that, really makes a nice marinade and a nice dressing for over tons of different types of meats. So yes, we are putting a bunch up because that's what we have. The peaches were not as big. We have one basket full of big ones that we're eating as a family. The rest of them were kind of small, but we wanted to make use of the peaches that we had to their fullest. So a lot of it is going into jam. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is taking just the fat off of here. I need to go grab a strainer. What I do is I put the jar here and then this here, and then I put a strainer in the top there, and I just do whatever I can out of this batch here. These do not need to be jars that have to seal. They can just be regular jars. Any type of jar with a lid would work. You can put it in the freezer, or I just use this in the basement, and then this will be used to make our soap. So far, I just pulled this big, I don't know what that is, maybe a quart, big quart off, and then these two off. This is from one pig, and then that is what is left in there. That can still cook down a bunch more. I just like to pull it off as you go, because usually the first bits that you pull off are a lot more pure than the ender bits. So it depends on what we use it for, if we use it for cooking or soap or whatever. Middle of the day, feels like a canning marathon here. We have, yeah, what do we have? We have peach jam going on here. This is our sausage patty. This is a huge thing of broth going on. We have, let me see, over there, we have some peaches with sugar on them. We have people grinding meat so that we can make, oh, I didn't say, in the oven, yeah. We have meatballs that are cooking in order to get canned. Those are pork meatballs. And then I have lard going on in the other room, which we are canning up as well. Okay, so these jars here are the peach jam, and then I have 4 peach jams left, and then I just ended up putting sugar in with those peaches to make like a light syrup. So the rest of those are just peaches in syrup, and we're gonna can those. Those ones just came out of the can. In case you can't hear, we're still grinding, but we have all these meatballs here, and they are going into the jars like this, and I am covering them with water. Are you helping?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Helping you. And
That's good.
me helping you.
That one's good. You filled it with meatballs. Need another jar.
We need another right here. I helping Mom.
You're doing a great job. Thank you for helping me.
I'm putting this in a jar, so I'm putting it in a jar.
Yes, you are. Good job.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you're so helpful. We're doing it
And
together.
I got another one. And not full. A little more. I hope my mom.
Good job. I'll get you another one. So far I have these, let's see, these 3 were from yesterday. I got these 3 this morning. And now this is what it looks like here. This is about done. So what I'm going to be doing is scooping this out into this, which is a bowl with a, let me get down here a little bit. It is a bowl with a strainer that sits on top of it, not at the bottom. And then I'm putting this flour sack in it, and then I'm just going to take the tidbits and throw them in here and let them drain. Those are the apples they just picked. So, goals of the day I will share with you. Okay, so here we have the sausage balls that we've been doing all morning. This is what we've gotten done this morning. And we have 2 canners on right there with sausage balls. But once those canners are done, then those canners are done and we have no more sausage. But we need to work on the broth. So these broth here and those broth there all need to get canned. So we're gonna work on that after. But guys, today is only Wednesday. So all of this stuff is getting done and all those apples that need to get done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish canning the stuff that's in the canner, I think, and then I'm gonna video and show you guys what I have, and then we're gonna have to start bringing stuff downstairs because I just don't have the space. I can't, it's not safe to be having things all around like this, and to be able to do the apples as well. You can walk past that way. So I will video that after those 2 canners are done. I'll video everything that we've canned so far, and that would have been from Friday to, what's today? Wednesday. And then the broth and then those apples will be the first thing next week that you guys will see. Okay guys, I am going to share with you where we are at so that my kids can start to bring some stuff down into the basement. So let's go over this. massive amount of canned food. I did not pre-count these, so I am going to count them as I talk to you guys. So remember when you were doing your lids to take your rings off, and then you're going to check each one by kind of pulling up like this to make sure that your lids are actually sealed, guys. So these kind of look like the same thing, but there's actually a divide right about here. Maybe not there. Right about there. All right, let's see. 2, 4... Wait, 1, 2, why can't I do this? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I have 12 broths. That's what this is right here. And then this section right here is applesauce. So let's see, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 21. So we have 21 quarts of the applesauce. This is that lovely peach barbecue sauce. Oh my goodness, this tasted so good. I cannot wait to try it. So let's see, we have, well, not try it, but because I did like taste it, but try it on some food. Make sure you do taste your recipes because then you can tweak them. So we have 5, 10, 15 of those ones. So in the canner here, I have 7 quarts of meatballs, and then this is my start of my broth. So this broth is actually going to be on next week's video, guys. But these meatballs I'm counting in this week's. So my daughter did some pickled eggs. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12 of these beautiful pickled eggs. And then we have 3, 6, 9 of these bread and butter pickles. So again, when I do these, I'm going to be taking a little sticky. This one actually feels loose, see? So that will go in the fridge. If I have a bunch, then I'll like recan some. I finally got more of my superb seals in, and oh my goodness, I love those so much better. So we have 9 of those, and then these right here are our sausage patties. Now these are great for the morning time. We would pull 2 of these out, and then we could like fry these up for a breakfast. So let's see, we have 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 times 9 is, oh, we had more broth over here. So 36, but I also have, and you can't see them over here, these 5 are also, is it 5 or 6? Is that corner one? 6. Okay, so those 6 are also sausage patties. So what did we say, 36? So 42 of the sausage patties. Then we have more broth over here. What did I say over there? 20, I don't know. All right, 5, 10, 15, 20. So I'll add that 20 to, let's go back over here. This is where we just were. Okay, so that was 22, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so 30. So all together for broth this week, we got 30. So then these right here are some dill pickles, and it looks like she did, I didn't do these, it looks like she did some quarts and some pints, which is kind of difficult because the way we like to stack them. So I'll have to maybe keep those out. I'm not quite sure. I like to do them in the smaller ones because we kind of stack things on top of one another. And as you can see, like if it's not level, it's hard to stack appropriately. So let's see what we have. We have 2 quarts and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 of the dills. These are, try not to touch the actual, let me go around the other side. Okay, so these are peach butter, and we have 15 of those. And then this is blackberry and blueberry mix, and there are 6 of those. And then we got 5 spaghetti sauces. I didn't can this, or else I would have let it cook longer. I had asked if it was like cooked down enough, and they said yes, but really I don't like to see that much water space in the bottom. It will be okay. I'll just make a note, like if I was to do this, when I go to do my sauce or whatever I'm making, I'll just cook it down a little bit longer. These are the sausages that we already counted. Then I have 2 jellies here, peach jellies, a random bread and butter, which should go over there, and then another dill. Now I know we had to move this right here so that we could put the broth down, so that's why they're kind of randomly there. Okay, so these are peach jam, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 12 of those, and then these are just peaches. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. And then these are sausage balls. So you can make sausage balls. Basically, it's the same type of thing as a patty. You go and you cook the meatball, sausage ball, whatever. You'll see it on here, what I put in there. You cook them, and then you put them in here, and then you add water. You could also add broth. You could also add spaghetti sauce in there, whatever you wanted to do, or marinara, or whatever you want to call it. These are just pork. You could do pork and beef, whatever you want to do. This is what we did because we wanted to put this in the canner. So let's see, 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 6 is 36, plus the other 7, and these 4, going to be 41. So we have 41 of the meatballs. Those are all going to be next week's. We're going to do a bunch more broth, but yeah, pretty cool. So if I got that counted correctly, that would be 227 jars for the week, or not even for the week, for like a couple of days. So yeah, pretty exciting. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so I think some people might be doing some apples tomorrow. I'm not quite sure. We'll see how that works out. But I'm also going to pick up, actually I have 3 appointments and going to pick up my aunt from the bus station. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful canning season, and let me know your favorite thing that you have canned so far this season down in the comments below. And if it's something that's totally original, include a recipe so we can give it a try too. Hope y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Thanks.